Hey mathematicians! Our homework video is looking a little different today because I left all my high-tech video recording stuff at home. So we're recording on the whiteboard. We are doing number 2 of our very last homework assignment of 2022. And I chose this one because it has a lot of steps and we need to make sure that we're following the right order. Our order of operations is really important, so important that I write it for every single problem. There's a G for grouping symbols. Those are those parentheses, the brackets, the braces, all that good stuff. Then an E for exponents, M and D for multiplying and dividing. The arrow goes that way because you do them from left to right. I need a better marker. And an A and an S for adding and subtracting. Again, those go left to right as well when they're on the same level. So that's our checklist. Here's our problem. The first thing you want to ask yourself is, do I have any grouping symbols? Any of those parentheses in my problem? Why, yes, I do. I see them there. That means that even though you know, oh, I shouldn't do adding and subtracting before I do dividing, if it's inside the parentheses or inside the brackets or the braces or whatever you got, we're actually doing it first. It's grouped together because it's showing you with those symbols, hey, actually, you got to do this first before you can find your final answer. So inside, we have two operations. Inside the grouping symbols, you follow the order of operations. So no grouping symbols inside my other grouping symbols, no exponents inside my grouping symbols, no multiplying or dividing, yes, adding and subtracting. And when they're on the same level, to choose which one you do first, you read the problem and whatever you read first, that's what you do. So here I read 9 plus 33, so I'm going to do adding before subtracting, not because I always do it, just because in this problem, that's the one that came first. 9 plus 33, well, 10 plus 33 is 43, so one less than that is going to be 42. I'm going to rewrite the rest of my problem because most mistakes happen when you don't put your work in order and you forget a step or you don't remember where it goes in the problem. Going back to my checklist, do I have grouping symbols? Yep, I only did one of the 2 steps inside, so I got to go back to that. 42 minus 6 is 40 minus 4. I like to take away 2 from each of them. That's 36. You can solve it however you want. This is optional. At this point, we now have one number inside our parentheses. Sometimes people like to keep it just to say, yep, this is my number from the parentheses. But if it's only one more number, it doesn't need a grouping symbol because there's nothing left to be grouped. Sometimes people especially like to keep it when, oh, there go my lights. When there's a negative number, when it's an integer, gotta wave your arms to get the lights back on. There we go. And then they want to keep it just to show the minus sign. That's optional. Okay, any more grouping symbols? Nope. Any exponents? Right there. This is not 3 times 2, it's 3 to the power of 2, which means you are going to write 2 of your base, your big number. We're going to write 2 3s, 3 and 3, and they are getting multiplied. A lot of us are making the mistake where even though we write a multiplication symbol, then we're still adding. Take a pause. 3 times 3, that's 3 3s, 3, 6, 9. 3 to the power of 2 is 9. Rewrite the rest of the problem. 36 divided by 6 minus 9. No more grouping symbols. No more exponents. Next level is multiplying and dividing. Oh, I see a division. And it's on the higher level than subtraction, so that's what I do next. 36 divided by 6. How many 6s make 36? 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36. 6 of them. Any more multiplication and division? Nope. Cross that off. Last step is adding and subtracting, and there's only one more step there. Do not tell me that this is positive 3. You cannot change the order of a subtraction problem. This is, I'm holding $6 in my hand, and I have to pay you $9. I don't have enough money. I'm going to pay you all my money, and then I'm going to owe you money. I'm going to owe you $3. That's our final answer. All right, one more because I'm feeling nice and we want to get our homework over with and not have any more this year. Here's number 5. I'm double checking that I wrote it right off of my paper because I've already recorded one where I wrote one symbol wrong. That was a lot of work. Okay, we're good. Okay, so I'm gonna write my checklist because again, I picked one with a lot of steps. So off to the side, we can see that, yep. Grouping symbols go first, then exponents, then multiplying and dividing whatever you read left to right, and finally adding and subtracting whatever you read in the order of left to right. I see 2 grouping symbols in this one, here and here. When you've got 2, much like the left to right down here, we're going to start with the one that we see first, which has a lot of stuff going on. It has 1, 2, 3 different things we're going to have to do in there. Well, none of them are grouping symbols. We don't have grouping symbols within, like, if you had this, 5 plus 2 minus 1, you'd have grouping symbols inside of grouping symbols. We don't have that here. Just wait. In January we will, but not yet. We don't have grouping symbols. We do have the next level, though. We have exponents. 3 to the power of 2 we just did. It means 3 times 3. 2 3's multiplied. That makes 9. If you want to show me your 3 times 3 off to the side, or if you get an exponent that's bigger and you need to do scratch work, do it off to the side and then come back and put your final answer right here. A lot of people want to do the caret that I do when we're combining 2 things, but for an exponent, it's just changing. We're not combining 2 different things to make that 9. We are, but it's not 2 different things that are printed right here. Rewrite the entire thing. Exponents, handled. Multiplication and division? Nope, not yet. Adding and subtracting? Whatever comes first as we read the 10 plus, okay. 10 plus 59 is 69. 69 minus 9 divided by 100 divided by 5. You can actually, when you're reading this, when you read parentheses, you can say by the quantity of 100 divided by 5. And that, like, cues you, if you're just hearing it, that, oh, there should be parentheses. I won't make you do that, but it doesn't hurt to know. Still working on my first parentheses. The last step is 69 minus 9. This is 60. Divided by, parentheses, the quantity of 100 divided by 5. Okay. Grouping symbols done, but wait, there's more. Okay. Grouping symbols. No grouping symbols inside it, no exponents. There's only one thing. We're going to take care of that. How many 5s make 100? 5, 10, 15. You can count like that. I personally say, well, there are 2 5s that make 10. And this is just 10 times greater than that. 20. 60 divided by 20. We are finally done with our grouping symbols. We dealt with an exponent already. There are no more exponents that were outside the parentheses. There is multiplication and division. Our last step is how many 20s make 60? 20, 40, 60. Do not write 30. It does not take 30 20s to make 60. Like if we were holding $20 bills, you do not need 30 $20 bills. Though if you can trick someone and convince them that you do, you'd be far wealthier. We have 3 $20 bills here. And that's our final answer. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4 more problems to do on your own, and then we're done. Don't forget this is due tomorrow, and if it's not turned in, you're going to be doing it instead of doing our fun day, so make sure you get it done. See you tomorrow.